Bloody hell. Good morning again, folks. We're back here again. I know it's becoming a bit of a habit, this is, isn't it? So, on the back of the S1000RR review that I did last week, we are today reviewing its rather leery brother. So this is the S1000R. So this is a stripped back, naked version of pretty much the same bike. First things first, got to go and get some petrol, because it ain't got none. Now, this is my first complaint. Keyless ride. You need a key to fill the tank. Another 20 quid. Remember, folks, you can support the channel on Patreon. Anything is appreciated, believe me. So before I forget, a big thank you to Wayne and Pidcocks. So yeah, let's see. First job. Whack her up into 6th. 20 miles an hour. Look at that. Exactly the same, well behaved. It's just a different engine map on this bike, so it gives you a little bit less in the way of brake horsepower, a little bit more in the way of torque, but all designed to give you, you know, much better mid-range. So it's going to be interesting. Oh, if only it was dry, so I could test it, you know, give it a proper test. But this, you know, this trundling along at such low speeds in top gear I find it amazing. So smooth, the pickup as well. So these bars are sort of straight bars, they're not really risers, and it does put you back up a little bit into a bit of a more normal riding position. You know, it's less aggressive, less sporty, but it does feel a little bit more comfortable. I mean, the obvious thing that you're going to feel with this bike is more wind blast. It's got this little fly screen here, so it'd be interesting to see how much wind that deflects. Yeah, straight away you can feel that you do get, you know, a fair amount of wind blast, as you'd expect. It's a naked bike, isn't it? So, you know, you are going to get that. But this again feels equally as smooth, equally as nice as the RR did last week. I think the RR was somewhat more aerodynamic than this one when it came to wind blast, keeping the wind off you. I mean, not by a massive amount, but it was a little bit. These roads are very wet and very greasy after all the sunshine we've had. Quick shifter again, smooth as silk. Engine feels slightly less aggressive, but only slightly. Oddly, the quick shifter and blipper at lower revs feels a little bit clunkier on this bike. I'm sure that's me. I'm sure it's not the bike. The ride is super nice. Yeah, I do find changing gear on this one a little bit of a clunkier affair. Again, like I say, I think that's probably down to me. So auto-cancelling indicators again, and the mirrors, I've still got, you know, even though these handlebars are flatter, they're not as you know, they're not as aggressive, they're not like the clip-ons or anything. I can still see too much elbow, to be honest. I dare say with some judicious positioning that would be better. Hell of a lot more wind blast, but you know, that was sort of predicted, wasn't it? I don't know whether this little V here in the fly screen makes that wind blast a little bit more linear, so it's not as turbulent coming off the front of the bike, but it felt quite smooth. So there it is then, the BMW S1000R. or the BMW Asbo as I've been calling it. Nice looking bike, ain't it? So this is basically the same bike as the RR, the fully fared version. This is more the psychopathic Cyclops rather than Marvin, the paranoid android. Definitely an Asbo. Might be a gentleman thug. Can't decide. It certainly handles so well, you know, it's gentlemanly in its approach. Yeah. The gentleman thug, that's what we'll settle on. Right, let's get into the numbers then. So, as with the S1000RR, we'll start with the price, get that bit out of the way first. So, this is the S1000R Sport. So, starting price for this bike, £14,735 for the R Sport. The S1000R, without the Sport, starting price £12,520. The M package, this is literally with everything on it as well, in the red, white and blue, with every single blinged up option you can think of for this bike from BMW, is still, well, I nearly said only, but compared to the RR, which starts over £17,000, with everything on this bike, you're talking about 18,025 quid. Which, you know, in the whole scheme of things is not that bad really. You know, carbon wheels, M colours, the full M package, you know, everything that entails. Check out the BMW website, and you know, it's all listed on there. 999cc liquid cooled inline 4-cylinder 4-stroke engine with a 6-speed gearbox. Now, I forgot to say this on the last video. I didn't go through things that I dislike about this bike. The main thing is that is bloody ugly, isn't it? That exhaust system, it's not a pretty thing to look at. I don't know whether, you know, it could be cowled off or something, but Jesus, it's hideous. This one just has the box standard exhaust on it as well. It doesn't have the sports silencer, the Krapovich setup. But I mean, this one's fine. It's fine. In terms of sound, what you get out of the Krapovich, I don't think it's that much different to this one. So in terms of power, 121 kilowatts, that's 165 bhp at 11,000 rpm, whereas the RR was 152 kilowatts, that's 207 bhp at 13,500 rpm. So, you know, you're losing 42 brake horsepower there, but you know, it brings that power down into the mid-range simply so it's easier to access. You don't have to scream the knackers off it to get the power out of the engine. Torque 114 newton meters, that's 84 foot-pounds at 9,250 rpm. So it's 1 newton meter up on the RR. But it also brings that down to 11,000 rpm, sorry, 9,250 rpm rather than 11,000 rpm, where it sits on the RR. Maximum speed, well, it says exactly the same, 186 miles per hour. You'd have to test that, wouldn't you? 6.5-inch TFT with connectivity. I will go through that in a little while. I've been shown yet again, and my goldfish brain, hopefully, has retained some of that knowledge. Sorry, Wayne. So it's got road, rain, road and dynamic rider modes, all lean angle dependent for total control. Rider modes Pro and Dynamic Pro. Now these calipers are different. I don't know whether you can notice, these are the Brembo ones. The other ones are the BMW class ones. I think these aren't as good. Oddly, these aren't as good. The BMW ones are better. I wish the BMW ones were on this. But still, again, 320mm discs with 4-piston calipers on the front. On the rear, same caliper, exactly the same caliper. So expect the same kind of, not much in the way of braking. 220mm disc and a single piston caliper. The M Endurance chain on this one as well. So that comes with the M Endurance train. I keep saying train. Not the sports silencer. USB charger, which is under the seat. Pillion package, which is what it comes with. And like I said last time, just for the foot hangers, foot pegs, and that little seat there, over 600 quid if you buy this as an option post-purchase. Go with it from the start, kids, and then buy a seat cowl. Heated grips, your mode button there for skimming through rain, road and sport. SOS button. This is what I don't like. Keyless ride. Key required. Key required. Make it bloody keyless. Oh. And then everything else exactly the same as on the RR. Rain, road, dip. DRL main dip. Jesus Christ, too much coffee this morning. So we've got those multifunction LEDs going on the back, so side lights and indicators and brake lights all integrated into that. Pretty decent headlight, pretty decent DRL as well. So let's go through this TFT then. So if we go to the menu button, you see the down arrow bit here. That corresponds with the markings on here. Okay, so if I go down on the menu button, it takes us into the menu page. Thanks, Wayne. So yeah, telephone, you've got full connectivity with this. You can, access your media. There is turn-by-turn navigation as well. Go into sport mode, and then the down arrow says we can go down again. So let's just go down again. So this is your sports screen. You've got lean angles, you've got your rev counter, traction control and brake power. Let's go to the right. So this one again is rev counter with your lap timers. There, just go up. It doesn't say up though, does it? It doesn't give you a little arrow at the top saying, go upwards this time to get out of it. So anyway, we'll go upwards anyway. And then into the My Vehicle, so you can set all your specs up in this one. Tells you all about your servicing, brakes, journey, current, total, consumption. Oh, there you go, your range, speed and consumption. That's trip 2, tyre pressures, appointment for your service 2023. So yeah, cracking. So that's the dash. It's what I didn't show you last time because my head was cooking inside my helmet while I was talking. So 16.5 litre tank, as I've just found out because I've filled it up. Wet weight, road ready, 198.7 kilos, so still under 200 kilos. Gear shift assist pro, so up and down blipper. 17-inch wheels front and rear. Tyre pressure monitor, cruise control, SOS button. Seat height 830 mils. Now I am on the balls of my feet on this bike, but it's not heavy and the weight does feel quite low down on it, so it's not a difficult bike to manage. Are they Marzocchi? Yeah, we've got Marzocchi suspension on this as well. Yeah, front and rear Marzocchi. Single shock. Not sure what these are. 48 millimeters. Fully adjustable forks and fully adjustable rear shock as well. Electronically adjusted. Colour schemes. So there is this one. I forget what this one was called now, but this is actually discontinued, so forgive me for that, but this is the bike that they've got for road tests, so it doesn't come in this colour, which is quite nice. Also comes in Black Storm Metallic, where there's no extra to pay on that one. Bluestone Metallic, 335 quid extra to pay on that one. And then also the light blue, dark blue and red, which is exclusive to the M package. And as I've already said, the M package, even with everything on it, is £18,025. So not, in the whole scheme of things, massively expensive. You know, if you're going to go after one of these bikes anyway, I'm presuming you've got the money to buy BMW. Equipment options comes with comfort package, dynamic package, e-call, I can't remember what that is, I think it's to do with the SOS button, headlight pro and tyre pressure control, 3-year warranty and 100,000 miles. Competition in this range of bikes, Kawasaki ZH2, Jesus, that bike is probably the ugliest bike I've ever seen. The KTM 1290 Super Duke R Evo 2022 version and the Ducati Street Fighter V4. Oh wow. This is another, you know, you can tell it's from the same stable. You can tell it's the brother bike of the RR, because the maneuverability, the, you know, the pedigree, that pedigree is just there. Power on tap. That brake is, I mean, it's strong, it's powerful, but it's nothing like the BMW. I don't know who made the BMW ones. We'll do a roll on in a bit. Let's just try that rear brake, nothing behind. Yeah, it's, I mean, at lower speeds obviously, then it's okay. I don't know whether you noticed, I just did that in 6th gear and just opened the throttle again after I'd done it, and it just performed admirably. I'll do it again, look. Slow it right down, still in 6th gear. That's amazing. Yeah, that quick shifter blipper is definitely clunkier. I don't know what's going on there. Yeah, the exhaust quieter than the Akrapovic. You don't get that rasp at the higher rev. It's still not bad. You still get that amazing induction roar. Oh shit. Exciting bike to ride again. Is it better than the RR? It's different. Apart from the wristiness with the RR, well, it's difficult to tell, really. I mean, you couldn't put a fag paper between the two. They are both, you know, cut from the same cloth, if you like. They're both lovely to ride, you know, really nice to ride. They're just slightly different. They're just slightly different. You know, you can't say that one bike is better than the other, really. You could take this on a track day. Maybe you could do a bit of light touring with it. You know, you can't... The downside for me with these bikes is they don't suit really the type of riding that I do. Yeah, quick shifter is better now. I think it's a case of just getting used to it and knowing where to use it. And I meant what I said about that. You wouldn't miss the DCT with this bike because it's such a lazy ride. Well, it doesn't really matter what gear you're in. You know, riding around town, you can be in any gear you like and it will just deal with it. But you do get the option of... Well, I mean, that's a lie actually, because you can do that with DCT. You can still shift up and down with DCT. I think this is just a little bit more exciting. Well, I say a little bit more exciting. It's a lot more exciting! It definitely is. So in terms of ergonomics then, I mean, leg position feels exactly the same to me. Probably a little bit less aggressive, less, you know, slightly less tucked up. The bar position, obviously, with having these flat bars on, you're more upright, it's less aggressive all round. Comfortable though, very, very comfortable. Yeah, clutch is medium weight, it's not, oh shit. It's not the lightest clutch I've ever felt, but it's not, you know, you don't need two hands to pull it on. Again, with it having the same suspension as the RR, the ride is quite plush. And thank you, Bruce. Nationals. Oh. Mud on road. So, could this be a contender for the Moto Mogul garage? Well, yeah, definitely it could. However, I still think the RR was better. I mean, it's fag papers, you're talking differentials, but there was something about that RR that just made it special. It was the looks of it, it was, you know, it was everything about it. Yeah, I know I called it Marvin the Paranoid Android earlier, just because of those headlights. I mean, what a gorgeous bike that was. I did love it. There's a bit more wind protection on it. And both bikes equally as impractical for me. But in terms of experience, the experience that I got, it's not going to be closed, is it? It's not going to be closed to me. It's me. Bloody hell. It is a supremely easy bike, again, to just flick from side to side, just to, you know, the change of direction on them is just lovely. When you're used to riding a big blancmange, which is the Africa Twin, when you climb on something like this that is as sharp as this, it is a delight. It makes me really tempted. It does. It does, and I ain't just saying it. So let's have a bit of throttle roll off, roll on, roll off, roll on, roll on, roll off. I'm just bringing it down to around about, come on, get down to 20. So 20 miles an hour, there you go, in 6th gear. Oh, no cheating. And just open that throttle up. It labours more down there. Let's just do that again. It certainly feels more laboured right down there, even though it's got more torque, which is, you know, I didn't expect that. I expected this bike to be probably a bit more agile from down there. Come on, 20 miles an hour, there we go. Yeah, definitely the RR beats this on that roll off, roll on. It definitely beats it. This one just labours a little bit more. It feels a bit bogged down. Doesn't really want to pick up. When you do that on the RR, it was just the pickup was immediate and it was linear. I mean, this is sort of linear once it gets going, but it just needs a bit more for that engine to spin. Jesus Christ. Caught on camera. Mud again. Flying into a muddy corner. Squeak, squeak, squeak goes the sphincter. Bloody hell. I mean, what fun. These bikes are, you know, pretty seriously quick for the road. Not the fastest and not the most powerful, I know. But there's a difference between the amount of power you can have on a bike, how much is available, and, you know, how much fun you can actually have legitimately. Well, not even legitimately, is it? Yeah, too much power, and you're in a world of hurt in more ways than one, really. I think this is pitched just about right. I mean, it's more than enough to lose your license easily, but it's not so much where it terrifies the life out of you and takes you so long to get used to and tempts you into naughty ways every time you go near that right hand. I think it's a gentleman thug. Definitely. That's the thumbnail. Still damp patches on this island. It's a shame because I love this island. It's a whole lot of fun. It's like a little race circuit on its own. So at this point last week I was saying this is the best bike I've ever ridden on the RR Sport. On this bike, is it the second best bike I've ever ridden? Well, I mean, it's going to have to be, isn't it? I don't know, there's just something about this that's slightly missing. The RR Sport just had a certain something. It was a delight. It was an absolute delight. This is a delight. It's, you know, freaking fantastic. But there's just something a little bit, only a little bit lacking. And I don't know what it is. It's just me. It is me. It's not the bike. The bike is fantastic. And I stand by what I said, you know, after having a week to consider what I said on that video and doing all the editing and hearing myself saying this is the best bike I've ever ridden. I stand by what I said. Definitely the best bike I've ever ridden. Maybe in terms of favourite, is it my favourite? Well, possibly not. It'd be a difficult bike to live with. That's why I say that. You know, for reasons I've discussed earlier. So we're heading back in now, folks. The ride back in is going to be a little bit dull and tedious, so I will sign off now. It's been a pleasure having you with me again today. Thank you for coming along and testing this BMW S1000R Sport. Hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have enjoyed it, please give me a like and give me a subscribe. If you are interested in trying out one of these, you can always contact Wayne, Pidcock's BMW in Long Eaton in Nottingham. So I've been Jack Porter, this has been the Moto Mogul channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, there will be a range of merchandise coming shortly at the influencer store, so stay tuned for when that comes out. I will let you know. Yeah, I've been Jack Porter, this has been Moto Mogul. I'll see you on the next video, guys. I'm still in 6th doing 20 miles an hour. Yeah, I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching, see you next time. Cheers.